Welcome to wrestlecast, and I'm going to go over some stuff I'm really irritated with WWE in general. I haven't felt this much irritated in a long time. It's the not really caring what us fans have to think. It's the watered down portrayal of their company. You're watching a 3-hour show and there's 2 good segments in the whole show. You're watching garbage wrestling. You're watching people stand in the ring and talk, and you wish for the days where it was more in tune, in depth. So, I'll admit it, I go on the dirt sheets. Now the reason I go on the dirt sheets is because I don't want to fucking sit through all that bullshit programming. Like, yes, NXT is good. Their Cruiserweight Classic tournament they did was good, but when you have Raw and SmackDown, which is utter garbage, and then you go on the other side of the pond, you have TNA Impact, which is now Impact Wrestling, which is a fucking garbage show, and I can't even watch that show for 5 seconds. You have a whole bunch of bullshit. Because I've been a wrestling fan since the day I was born. Came out of the womb loving wrestling. I have wrestling DVDs, I have wrestling figures, I write fantasy wrestling. I always go on the wrestling websites, I try and find out more information. I watch documentaries about wrestling, everything, shoot interviews. But then I look at the product that we have now, and it's not good. Here's a good example. We have a Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, that won the title 30 days ago. We have a WWE Champion that won the title 30 days ago. Neither one of them has defended the title, and we know Randy will be defending the title in 2 weeks against Jinder Mahal, which makes me cringe. And then you have Brock Lesnar, who will not be defending the title until July. And then you got people that are busting their ass, and the top feuds you want to do for tag team titles is Breezango versus the Usos, and you want to bury the Ascension, and then you have the Welcoming Committee, which is a horrible fucking name for a faction. And then you also have Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, again, feuding. They always fucking feud. Then you make Roman Reigns try and be like this top babyface, which is fucking bullshit. And you have good feuds like just thrown in, and you have the bastardization of the club. You have Gallows and Anderson not doing shit. You have the Hardys come in, and you got the Hardys not really being able to frickin'. They're feuding with Sheamus and Cesaro. That should be your top feud. And you have The Miz and Dean Ambrose. I'm sorry, but Dean Ambrose just frickin' calls it in all the time. Doesn't fucking do what he should be fucking doing. And The Miz is... The Intercontinental title should be more. Like, yes, Joe and Rollins, Balor and Bray are 2 feuds I'm looking forward to. Balor and Bray, there's so much there that they could really do and make great. And then you have SmackDown. AJ Styles and Kevin Owens is a good feud, but Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn, it makes no sense. And then you're changing rules 4 matches, like a dumpster match, and then they're trying to recreate something I saw in 1998, and it's not the same. It's weird. They have all these people writing creative, and they can't come up with better shit. I'm like, they should really put more time into there. Build your tag team division. Make your Intercontinental title mean something. I don't know why you gave the Universal Championship to a fucking part-timer. It doesn't make any sense. So Brock Lesnar is probably going to hold on to the title until WrestleMania, and then he's going to drop it to Roman Reigns. Like, what's the point of that? It doesn't make any sense. To me, you should just give it back to Balor. Finn Balor deserves to get a proper run as Universal Champion. Either that, or fucking Samoa Joe could take it from Lesnar. Because Joe, he's being used, but he's not being used. And I see so many bad segments when I'm watching these shows. And Ring of Honor, as much as I love Ring of Honor, they are losing so much talent. So much talent that it's almost becoming a shell of its former self. Like, your world champion is Christopher Daniels. Your television champion is Marty Scurll, he's a good athlete, I'll give you that. The Briscoe brothers and Bully Ray are your 6-man tag team champions. Your world tag team champions are the Young Bucks again. It's just, you have all these things lining up, and it doesn't make any sense. Now, NXT has a lot of good wrestlers, and they're building a lot of good feuds. But it seems like the wrestling business is kind of, it's back to like 94, 95. It's not at a good point right now. It's really not. And 94, 95 was considered some of the worst period in wrestling. And right now, in the wrestling business, like, yeah, Balor versus Miz versus Rollins was a great match. But you had to sit through a lot of garbage. Like, it's weird to think that they can't just take two people, put them in a feud. Or don't even put people in a feud. Have like a top 10 contenders. Have them wrestling and everybody's fighting for the chance to be champion. It just doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't do that. Why you wouldn't make it like that. Because yeah, Braun and Bray beat the crap out of each other and it sets up a feud. It continues the feud. Joe and Rollins had a great match at Payback, and then the way that they continued it was really good. But then Ambrose is defending the Intercontinental title at Payback. The Hardys, they're trying to make them, it's weird, like they want to be broken Hardys, but they can't be because of the stupid anthem. So I think, fuck the owl. I'm one of those people that say fuck the owl because they're stupid, they're dumb, they're retarded. If they would put this much into it, maybe Impact Wrestling would be better than it is. Because Impact Wrestling is nothing more than a discount WWE. They have WWE stars. They don't really build up their X division. The shows are fucking atrocious. It's just really bad. And right now, WWE, like NXT, is their best thing they got. But AJ Styles is just out there, just boom, 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 boom. And he's really doing a great job. So it's just, yeah, wrestling business is on the low, but we're also going to talk about championships. Why can't championships be defended more? That's what I want to know. Like, why can't you do more tag team title matches? U.S., Intercontinental, Women's titles. Why can't you do more? Why can't you just be more receptive to the fans and kind of include them in what you're doing? Like, you have Twitter and you see what the fans say on Twitter and you still don't do anything. So that's what I want to know, is why won't Vince McMahon, he has Kevin Dunn there telling him he's doing a good job. You know what happens when people are told constantly you're doing a good job? You have George Lucas with the prequels. You have what happened to the AWA. You have what happened in WCW. You need to really push the envelope. And that's what I say. Push it, make it better. You need a better company. The WWE really needs something better. And this is going to be a short episode, but I just, had a little bit of time, thought I'd record one WrestleCast episode, and we will do another one as well.